Porzingis at center. And it's the dude in at the three, the small forward. Just a few games in the books thus far, Richard. As a player, how important is this part of the schedule?
It's crucial for a lot of guys. Right now, coaches are nailing down lineups and rotations. A strong start can set you up for the rest of the season.
And so off the tip, it's Boston. Here's Pritchard, guarded by Russell. Porzingis sets a screen. White for three. Sinks it from distance.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Outside Russell. Pass to Thomas. Claxton a screen on White. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Thomas for three. No good. Here's Higgins. In his last outing, he had 11 points. From deep. Russell with the rebound. And the Nets, one of a handful of franchises to have never won an NBA title, RJ.
I was fortunate to be on those Nets finals teams in 2002 and 2003. The combination of Durant, Harden, and Irving was supposed to end that drought and save this Nets franchise, but it was not to be. You love the readiness of Cam Thomas. Whatever his team needs, whenever they need it, he is prepared to deliver.
It's his first trip to the line. First one falls for him. Well, you look at Cam Thomas, Grant. Do you think he has the potential to be a star in this league?
Well, you know, it's tough to say, B.A. He has a lot of talent, especially as a scorer. I think he has to keep evolving other parts of his game if he wants to become a full-fledged star.
And when you talk about the Boston Celtics last year, they were historically good, Richard.
Yeah, they had the 4th best net rating ever in the history of the game. That's Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, the MJ Bulls. Shattered the NBA record for offensive rating at 123.1. They were unreal. Nice find by D'Angelo. He's always had that great vision.
Here's Tatum. Pass to Porzingis. Outside Tatum. The three ball. First shot won't go. Russell deciding where to go with it. Driving in. Yes, it's good.
Just willing that one in. That's a tough shot there by Russell.
The Celtics have gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. Here's Higgins. He's guarded by Martin. Higgins misses. Outside Russell. Oh, it's blocked by Porzingis.
You see why Porzingis is one of the best shot blockers in the league. All the length.
And the timeout called here by Jordi Fernandez. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. And the 2024 NBA champions, the Boston Celtics. RJ capturing banner number 18.
Yeah, the most titles in NBA history. Breaking that tie that they had with the Lakers. And trust me, that one stings a little bit for them. Somehow they're going to have to make room for another one of those banners up in the rafters.
Boston making a switch here. Holiday is checked in. And the Nets also making a change. Johnson, he's checked in for Martin. Boston's gone 2 for 4 from range to start things off. From 9 feet out. And he can't get that one. Johnson with the defensive effort. Now the Nets with it. From 17, Johnson with a bucket.
And that's just nasty right there, guys. He has a tremendous crossover.
And Tatum's got the ball here for the Boston Celtics. Trailing by 2. Here's Higgins. Boston again missing.
This is hard to watch. You might want to put the kids to bed. This man still has not hit a shot this quarter.
Pass to Russell. And here's Thomas from the arc. That falls. Nice assist by Russell. Thomas has got 5 points.
In constant motion off ball, Thomas finds a soft spot and trusts the ball will find him back.
Ooh, took him no time at all to get that one.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at it.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian, a key concept preached by Celtics head coach Joe Mazzulla and reiterated by Jaylen Brown, who says it's reading the game, realizing fast, but playing slow. We're the more talented team, he said. We have to be the smarter team as well. And when we do that, we're going to be tough to beat. Brian?
Well, they certainly have been, Allie. Thanks for that.
You know, some people could say he's struggling on offense this period. I like to think of more of drowning. Just can't seem to find his confidence.
Now here's Thomas. Coming off a solid outing against Memphis.
Look at the power on that.
He has to be one of the top dunkers in the game today. Here's Higgins. The three-pointer off the mark.
More than a few bad breaks for him this quarter. He's struggling, and the team is following suit on the scoreboard.
Yeah, with his quick first step, Russell is a difficult guy to check.
Celtics trail by 6. Tatum passes to Higgins. The three. Count it after missing his first 6 shots. Now 1 for 7.
When he has that much space, he's a pretty good bet to nail the three.
Outside Johnson. Porzingis against Claxton. Good D by Porzingis. Boston's gone 4 of 8 from outside in this first quarter. Tatum from long range. And again, Boston with the triple.
With his touch, Tatum's a threat from anywhere.
Thomas with the ball. With 1 on the clock. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. Tie game in Boston. And we'll bring you the start of quarter number. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Making some changes here, and Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Celtics trail by 4. So on the floor for Brooklyn. Johnson and Claxton patrol the middle. Cam Thomas out there with D'Angelo Russell, and it's Martin in at the 3.
You wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the glass.
Russell to pass to Thomas. That shot's good. Russell making the play. Russell's got 5 assists tonight.
Look, they are in front right now because of him. He keeps draining these shots at a ridiculous clip.
And it's blocked by Martin. Down low. Lets it go. And again, it's Brooklyn.
Yeah, Thomas is overwhelming the defense with his energy, just attacking over and over again.
They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
Boston again missing.
There's no way that's the best look this offense can produce.
And you couldn't get a better shot off? Like, come on, you got to make the extra pass. Like, being a teammate will go so far in this league.
And so it's Brooklyn finishing the quarter with an 8-point lead. And they push the tempo in this one, getting out in transition and making the defense pay. Back after this.
Thanks for tuning in. Did you miss us? Before we discuss the game at hand, let's first check out the upcoming schedule.
Hell yeah.
Checking out Boston. You expect this game to go down to the wire, and if it does, it'll be good for the coaches to see who performs well late in the game.
And let's dig into the first half now. Things looking pretty good for the Nets.
Well, they're playing bully ball inside.
And that's a wrap on halftime.
Third quarter basketball here. 2 quarters in the books. We've seen Cam Thomas really having a great game.
Yeah, tonight he's done a great job of slashing through the lane and finishing.
And you love that mindset he has going at the rim. He hasn't settled for anything, and he's been the aggressor all game long.
Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. Pritchard and White at the 1 and the 2. And it's the dude in at small forward. And that's the group for Joe Mazzulla as we begin the second half. Brooklyn shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. First free throw is good. And we're joined now by Shams Charania. He's calling in with a story. Good to have you, Shams. What's going on?
Well, guys, teams are all grappling with this new CBA, especially the dreaded second apron. Fans possibly unclear on what it means. Honestly, even front offices are still navigating the complexities of the new restrictions. But basically, it has become harder for teams to spend big and acquire new players under the current systems. We'll see, guys, how this impacts everyone moving forward.
Something to keep an eye on, no doubt. All right, Shams, thanks a lot. Brooklyn leading by 7. Martin outside. Pass to Johnson. 3-pointer. Porzingis grabs the board.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Here's Pritchard. He's guarded by Martin. Here's Higgins. Off the mark there with a 3.
You hate to pile on, but his poor shooting night has really hurt the team.
You know, Grant, with the Nets, there was so much optimism just a few years back.
And it was just too bad to see things go south. It's a reminder that nothing is as easy as it seems in the NBA. Even with a superstar roster, things don't always work out.
And so it's White with it. He brings it up for the Celtics. It's a 10-point game. And the basket by Higgins. Higgins has got 9.
You give a shooter of his caliber that much time to seam it up? Oh, yeah, you're done.
Brooklyn has gone 1 of 2 shooting from the perimeter since halftime. White against Thomas. Boston pulls it in. Porzingis has got 4 rebounds now. The Celtics have got 2 of 3 from the floor in this 3rd quarter. Higgins misses. Nets leading by 7. Martin outside. Fires for 3. The rebound, Celtics. Tatum's got his 4th rebound in this one.
Since halftime, they've missed 3 of their first 4 shots. Still trying to get their legs under them.
You look at his college days and his rookie year, Tatum has always been on a winning team, Richard.
B.A., I think it starts with his approach. There's always been an air of professionalism when it comes to Tatum. He's just a young player that is focused only on winning. We talk about Tatum's offense, and for good reason, but his play on the defensive end is really valuable for this team.
And so Tatum nails both of them. Among the best in the NBA for a few years now, Jason Tatum. RJ, he's still quite young. How can he get even better?
Oh, he can just get wiser and wiser, and that's what happens with young players. They get to a physical level where they can dominate, but where they get better is mentally. They get mentally stronger as they get into these experiences more.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Nick Claxton, despite his relatively slender frame, is a hard-nosed defender. He said, "I bow down to no one. Every time I step on the court, I always have that chip on my shoulder. That's just the fiery competitor that I am. At the end of the day, I know what I'll hang my hat on, the defensive side of the ball." Brian?
Okay, Allie, thanks for that. The Nets haven't been to the conference finals since 2003. Richard, can you name someone on that team?
There's a 22-year-old dude named, I think it was Richard Jefferson, but most people have never heard of him. But seriously, the Nets have had some great players over the last 20 years. They just haven't had that same team success.
They're doing the job on both ends, getting stops and attacking offensively.
All the momentum seems to be running in their favor. They're close to taking the lead.
Here's Thomas for 3. Oh, that bucket gives him his 7th field goal in 12 tries.
And look who had that answer ready. Thomas responds with one of his own.
Outside Porzingis. Here's Pritchard, guarded by Russell. Here's White. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Nets. Drew Holiday's checked in for Pritchard. Watford's checked in for Brooklyn. Johnson comes in for Russell. A minute 53 left in the third quarter of the game. Pass to Claxton. Oh, it's blocked by Porzingis.
Great play by Porzingis. Love seeing the zinger engaged on D.
Brooklyn making a switch here. Wilson's checked in. Celtics on D. Trailing by 5.
Almost too wide open there. That's like a warm-up jumper for him.
Here's Porzingis. Claxton with a rebound. Claxton's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Wilson. He's guarded by White. Thomas passes to Johnson. Watford outside. Thomas outside. Good. And that basket makes him 8 for 14 for the game.
Muscling it home. Cam finds a way on that offensive end.
Holiday passes to Higgins. Here's the 3. The rebound by the Nets. Here's Thomas for 3. Higgins grabs the miss.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Holiday taking his time here. Pass to Tatum. Baseline jumper. And the shot is good on the assist by Holiday. Holiday's got 3 assists now in this one.
The efficiency from Tatum on the offensive end is terrific, not letting any scoring chances pass him by.
Thomas passes to Wilson. 29 seconds left in the third quarter. To the middle. Shot clock at 5.
Thomas is electric. He always makes things happen when he's on the floor.
Celtics trail by 7. Outside Tatum. Pass to Higgins. Jacks up with 3. Rebounded by Johnson. Johnson's got his 4th rebound in this one.
See, what a rough quarter for him. Nothing seemingly going his way.
Here's Thomas. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
Yeah, it's going to take better rim protection.
Cam Thomas getting it done for the Brooklyn Nets. Hit a couple from downtown this quarter. Both teams making substitutions here. And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. He wants their game plan to be crystal clear at this point. Boston's gone 1 of 2 from deep in this quarter. On the floor for Brooklyn. Johnson and Claxton patrol the middle. D'Angelo Russell is out there. Cameron Thomas. And it's Martin in at the 3.
And that bucket from beyond the arc puts them within reach. He's really been putting that shot to work.
And I bet he's thinking that he could close the gap completely if he can keep those threes coming.
From deep, Johnson. Boston pulls it in.
They've been winning the rebound battle today. Another big board right there.
White, the pass to Pritchard. Here's Higgins. Here's Porzingis. He's guarded by Claxton. Out of bounds. It'll be Brooklyn's ball.
Next ball.
If you're just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Thomas passes to Martin. Right wing. Screen by Claxton. Here's Russell. Porzingis grabs the board. Porzingis has got 5 rebounds in the game. Tatum with it. Martin picks him up. Oh, look at Tatum going to work inside.
It is the sheer confidence of Tatum, ready to put his team on his back.
There's a minute 54 left in the fourth quarter. Thomas. The rebound, Celtics. Tatum's got his 6th rebound on the night. Inside. Gets stolen by Johnson. Fast break, Brooklyn. Here's Thomas. And he makes it on the layup. Thomas has got 28.
They needed that bucket, and Thomas is demonstrating some leadership, helping them get it.
Outside Porzingis. On the wing, Tatum. Pass to Higgins. White on the wing. Thomas defends. Releases. And it's good. Off the back of the rim and in.
And this is just typical of him. Always making an impact at crucial moments in the game.
And his team needs every bit of his production if they want to pull this one out. It is neck and neck here in the final period.
Pass to Martin. Fires the three. Money from deep.
And defensively, how do you leave him that open in crunch time?
And so it's Tatum who brings up the ball for the Boston Celtics. To the right side. Outside White. Here's the floater. It falls! What a beautiful shot. Brings him within three.
That's a guy you want taking shots, a quality offensive player.
Thomas against White. Thomas misses.
See, that miss right there. It's why teams try to avoid the mid-range jumper these days.
Here's Tatum. Ooh, Tatum hammers it home. Off the dribble.
Great to see guys who don't back down under pressure.
He knew what they needed here and was determined to deliver.
And an intentional foul right there.
Second personal foul. Second team foul.
And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, just trying to keep this game alive. Not a bad foul right there.
Shooting for Brooklyn. D'Angelo Russell. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. And that'll put him up 2. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses.
And this is so critical. They now have to score every trip up the floor.
Pretty much they have to be perfect the rest of the way. That puts tremendous pressure on your offense.
And it's in.
The guy you want taking this shot. Tatum gets fired up and delivers.
And the timeout called here by Jordi Fernandez. Great time to call his guys into the huddle at a very tense moment in this game. Now Thomas. For 3. And he drills the triple.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
He's just riding the wave of momentum right now, getting to his spots and keeping things simple on the offensive side.
And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. The pressure is on, and he's got a plan to share with his guys. And looking at the options here, what do you think is being discussed?
And a 3 would tie it up. If they have to make one extra pass to get a better shot, they probably have just enough time to do that.
White for 3. Oh, he got it! He got it to go at the buzzer!
Wow. That's a big-time shot by a big-time player. Now, they asked him for a 3, and he delivered.
Time expires. We're going to overtime. Don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. Boy, and these teams have battled tooth and nail for 4 quarters. Now we're headed to overtime. This one should be fun. Now here's Russell, Pritchard and White at the 1 and the 2. Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. And it's the dude in at the 3. Back to Russell. Thomas outside. This one for 3. Boston with a rebound. Tatum's got rebound number 8 here already in the game. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
And stolen by Porzingis. Pritchard, the pass to White. Oh, through contact. White gets the finish.
He's been playing great, unselfish basketball. Really putting the rock in the hands of the right shooters.
His court vision has been on display in this one. He's doing a tremendous job just orchestrating the offense beautifully.
And here's Thomas from the arc. Tatum pulls it in. Tatum's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. White, the pass to Pritchard. And here's Tatum beyond the arc. And it's Thomas with the rebound. White against Russell. Takes the 3. Brooklyn, no good that time either. Boston has gone 0 for 2 from deep. Not what they need this overtime. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
An active scorer, whenever Tatum forces the issue and goes at the defense, they have to compromise.
Get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. And the second of 2 is good. And that makes it a 3-point lead. A little over a minute and a half gone now in overtime. Here's Thomas. And Porzingis with the block. To the inside. Tatum passes to Pritchard.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
He hits the first one, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. And so he drops them both, and it's a 5-point game.
Gets them to fall, and those are huge free throws. It's now a 2-possession game.
To the paint. Here's Martin. The shot, no good. Nice D from Tatum.
Great defensive effort to lock down the paint.
Yeah, he's got great position, and it makes it a really tough shot, even from such close range.
White, the pass to Higgins. Porzingis with it. Out of bounds. It'll be Brooklyn's ball.
Those are the turnovers that have coaches pulling their hair out. Why do you think I'm balling?
And Jordi Fernandez calls timeout. There is a lot on the line, and he is determined to make sure everyone's on the same page. Thomas outside. Shoots over White. Yes!
Eager to prove he can carry the load, Thomas comes up big in the clutch.
All right, Grant trying to seize control now.
NBA, if they can convert here, they might be able to close the door.
Porzingis in the post. On Claxton.
Just a huge shot by Porzingis. He welcomes the chance to come up big for his team.
And Jordi Fernandez calls timeout. He clearly wants to talk it over and make sure everyone is focused. Left side, Russell. And the 3 off target. And now we've got an intentional foul.
Yeah, and there's no question they have to foul. Now, I'm sure they would have preferred to avoid it.
Team foul.
He gets the first, and that increases the lead to 6.
Richard at the line for 2 shots.
And so both free throws good, and it's a 7-point game.
That's exactly how to close out a game. Take advantage of every opportunity.
And it's good. And now they trail by just 4. And they're going to prolong the game with an intentional foul.
Third personal foul. 4th team foul.
So the first one drops, and that puts them up 5.
Peyton Pritchard at the line for 2 shots.
And he hits both free throws here, and it's a 6-point ball game. Outside Johnson, pass to Russell. Off target with the 3. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Nicholas Claxton, second personal foul. 5th team foul. At the line for the Celtics.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's an 8-point ball game.
They've been a different squad here in overtime. I'm just not seeing the same energy level.
So we see the Celtics get the win here. Things looked a little uneven for them down the stretch, but in overtime they took control.
NBA, I don't think they expected this one to be so hard fought. But when they went into overtime, they really poured the gas on the fire.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Richard Jefferson, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
MP, you are the straw that stirs the drink.
What can I get you started with?
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome.
Alright, There he goes. It was something good tonight.
Get ready to light it up tonight.
You are subject to injection and possible arrest. Please report any violations to these rules to the nearest usher, security, or police department. Thank you, and enjoy the day.
And a little glimpse, a little feel of basketball fever. These fans are feeling it in anticipation of this big game. The NBA on 2. Well, both these teams, of course, Greg, strong and rebounding. Should be a battle out there.
Nothing easy in the paint, Kevin. Both front courts will be fighting for every possession when they miss.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. Horford and Porzingis are manning the post positions. And it's Higgins at the 3 spot. Now here is Holiday. White trying to get open. Yep, that one goes in there.
Yeah, you look at Holiday, just so smooth and graceful. Doesn't miss a beat rolling to an open shot.
Lillard, the pass to Lopez. Here's Trent. Pass to Lillard. Now here's Lopez. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard.
It catches people off guard to see what a smooth stroke Lopez has for a big fella.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, I was able to talk with Doc Rivers a few minutes ago. He noted how much extra film they're watching heading into this, and one guy that jumped out at them was Kristaps Porzingis. He said scoring over that guy is a challenge. It's not just the size, it's how well he positions himself. And he's a patient shot blocker. He waits for you to make your move. We'll see how they approach it. Kevin?
Thanks so much, David. Here's Antetokounmpo, following the basket by Derek White. Here's Higgins, guarded by Kuzma. Outside Holiday. Here's Higgins. Buries the long-range jumper.
Eyes all over the floor. Easy dish there for Holiday.
Lillard surveying the D. Giannis sets a screen for Lillard. That 3 off the mark. For the Bucks, they won their last contest, that game against the Knicks in New York. Outside, White. Horford sets a screen for White. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Gary Trent Jr.
It didn't take long for White to distinguish himself in the league. He's a really good ball handler, and he's got some good moves, too.
And so he hits both.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Well, Greg, it took 40 years, but the Bucks finally won their second NBA title back in 2021.
Yeah, and Kareem leading that 71 squad. Giannis was the man in 2021, averaging 35 and 13 during the finals, closing out the Suns with that 50-piece in Game 6.
Lillard against Holiday. Higgins passes to Holiday. Holiday off a pick from Higgins. Boston, no good that time either.
Yeah, and you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And they get it, and Antetokounmpo slams it in.
The sheer power of Antetokounmpo goes up and throws it down hard. That is impressive.
Here's Higgins. Outside Holiday. Jacks up a three. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
Boy, from three-point range, Holiday can really be effective now. He's worked on that part of his game over the years and forces the defense as a result to have to come out and guard him at times.
Now, here's Lillard. Scoreless thus far. The rebound by Holiday.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
His shot is off. Bucks trail by 7. Lillard outside. We've got 1:18 left to play in the first quarter. Trent outside. Lopez a screen on White. 4 on the shot clock. Trent, that's a 2-pointer. And Horford pulls it down.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Porzingis, that one's in, his first shot this game.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this league.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
Here's Lopez. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Just so steady around the basket. Brook Lopez, really one of the more consistent scorers in the game.
Horford the pass to Higgins. Here's the 3. Rebound, Milwaukee. 26 seconds left here in the first quarter. Here's Giannis. And the jam by Antetokounmpo.
And when the Greek Freak takes flight, I mean, he's looking to tear that rim apart. So ferocious in his throwdown.
Back to Holiday. Porzingis sets the pick for Holiday. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Holiday's got 7 points. Fires from way outside. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Boston Celtics bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. Their shooting has been the big... substitution here for Milwaukee. Lopez, he's checked in for Bobby Portis. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Green. Trent's checked in for Porter. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Rollins. So it's the Celtics now. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. The guard and off guard are Lillard and Trent. The post pair, the longtime duo of Antetokounmpo and Lopez. And it's Kuzma in at the 3. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. The latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Hey, Kevin, the Bucks are still trying to perfect their chemistry. Bobby Portis says things take time. You've got to keep continuing to build it. There's another level Dame and Giannis can get to. Just making it clockwork. Them continuing to get better at it opens the floor for everyone else on the court. Kevin?
Well, David, with those two guys, Dame and Giannis, it opens the floor up a lot. Hey, thanks for the report. And Clark, in this early phase of the season, are new teammates still, getting used to each other?
Yeah, I would think that's the case in most situations, Kevin, and that's the flip side of having a long regular season. Physically, it's challenging, no doubt about it. But over the long haul, you do have an opportunity to come together and gel as a group.
And Holiday has it in the corner. Porzingis with a screen on Lillard. Shot clock at 6. Here's Higgins. From outside, off the mark. The Bucks trail. Antetokounmpo kicks to Lopez. Trent passes to Giannis. Lopez, a screen on White. Giannis against White. Goes up to the stripe. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Lillard against Holiday. And Lillard kicks to Antetokounmpo. Lopez sends a screen for Antetokounmpo. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
Guys, this hasn't been his quarter. I mean, to me, he just doesn't look completely comfortable or confident.
White looking around. In the corner, Horford with it. Outside, White. From past the arc. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. Antetokounmpo's got his 4th rebound in this one. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. To the middle. Right block shot. Lillard from outside. Good, and the assist goes to Giannis. Giannis has got 4 assists in the game.
So effective in the catch and shoot is Lillard. You give him an inch, and he's taking much more than that.
Pass to Higgins. Shoots over Kuzma. No good, and they can't put an end to this drought. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. The Bucks on top, leading by just 1. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the 3rd quarter underway.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the half-court shot from measuring up the shot. One more time, a round of applause for our contestant.
Thanks for joining us. We've got the Milwaukee Bucks in a tight ball game at the end of the half.
Their offense is flowing. Guys are getting into their spot. The ball is finding them. Great execution so far, guys.
I'd say our halftime show is going just as smoothly. Taking a peek now at the upcoming schedule.
And a look here now at the Bucks. Right now, a lot of teams are still figuring things out, shuffling rotations, and players are trying to get their timing back.
Yeah, plenty of adjustments in the early stages. That'll do it for our show tonight. Thanks for joining us, and we'll send you back to Kevin Harlan for more Hoops action.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Nice game, great performance by Brook Lopez.
And even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
Well, we're not surprised by that. No more than what we've come to expect of him. He can adapt and adjust to anything a defense tries to throw at him.
Starting off the second half, here's Joe Mazzulla's 5. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. Horford and Porzingis are manning the post position. And it's Higgins at the small forward.
you know, tough defense doesn't dissuade Horford at all. I mean, he just mans up and works right through it.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. The first one falls.
Al Horford is a really high IQ big guy. I mean, he also does a little bit of everything for this team. He's extremely valuable.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throw.
Now Lillard. Kuzma outside. Shoots the 3. Rebounded by the Celtics. Here's White. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. And it's 9 points for Derek White.
Outstanding concentration that time by White on the tape. Played through the contact and scored.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure.
I get the feeling, guys, that he may be sensing that this is a critical time in this game.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
And Doc Rivers has called a timeout. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline.
See the numbers for Antetokounmpo. He's around 30 points per clip, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists. And you can't downplay the importance of good size off the bench.
Space invader, a big guy who simply holds his ground and makes opponents work around him. That's good stuff.
Trent passes to Antetokounmpo. Lopez, a screen on Horford. And here's Giannis. He's got 8. With a floater. Good on the bucket. Kuzma's got his first basket.
Boy, he's got a nice feel for that shot. Kuzma's percentage on floaters is stupendous. That's outstanding for you guys who don't have a dictionary. It's a big weapon for him.
Porzingis sets the pick for White. Off target from three-point range.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Here's Lillard. Horford with the rebound. Horford's got 5 rebounds tonight. And, Greg, you think about what they call float game. Why does that one shot earn a nickname like that?
I mean, it's a badge of respect, right? The floaters, teardrops, whatever you call them, runners, often the finishing touch to an already well-developed offensive arsenal.
Kuzma with the screen for Lillard. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Celtics leading by 3. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, Giannis Antetokounmpo is not one to puff out his chest and chase accolades. He said, I put the work in. That's how I get my confidence. I don't follow the media or my stats. What I know is that I put the work in, and I try to be the best version of myself. And that focus has served him well. Kevin?
It has. You know, his dedication, David, unquestioned. We appreciate your report. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
Boy, for such a young player, the razor-sharp focus of Antetokounmpo, really impressive. I mean, a muscular guy who still makes baskets despite getting hit in the process. He's not wide, but he is muscular.
Porter's checked in for Kyle Kuzma. And the Celtics also making a change. How is... a switch here. Kuzma's checked in, and a change for the Celtics. Higgins is checked in. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during the last break, I heard Doc Rivers talking with his team. Now, he tore into his guys. He said, your body language is awful right now. You don't even look like you want to play right now. Should I sub in for you? Where's the drive to win? Guys.
Thanks, David. The post pair, the longtime duo of Antetokounmpo and Lopez. The guard and off guard are Lillard and Trent. And it's Kuzma in at the 3 spot. That's the group for Milwaukee right now.
Boy, it has been some kind of game for White. He's been aggressive and fearless and free in attacking all game long.
Lopez, a screen on Horford. Here's Antetokounmpo. Rebound, Boston. Horford's got his 6th rebound on the night. Lopez with the steal. Trent against White. Lillard outside. Inside, here's Lopez, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Lillard's got 3 assists in the game. They can burn some clock if they want to.
And get a little breather as well.
To the inside. Here's Porzingis. Lopez grabs the board. Bucks trail by 10. Kuzma gets to Lillard. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Here's Giannis. Out to Kuzma. Drills the three-pointer.
Kuzma superb at finding space along the perimeter and shooting the ball with confidence, and he's got great range too.
Pass to Higgins. Outside, White. To the paint. 6 to shoot. Fires the 3. Rebounded by the Bucks. Lillard with it. Down low. Here's Giannis. Giannis says, get off me.
And the attitude of Antetokounmpo, really impressive. Really what you want to see in your team's best player. He's a guy that doesn't back down when the game gets tight and things are on the line.
Here's Holiday. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. 55 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Just 5 on the clock. Porzingis sets the pick for Holiday. A 3 ball. And Porzingis gets it to go on the assist by Holiday. And the Celtics lead by 8.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
I don't think you want to get loose and sloppy or ease up, but it is time for them to start using that clock a bit.
There's 45 seconds left to play here in the 4th. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Good work defensively by Horford. They're this close to putting it away.
Yeah, they don't need to do anything special. Just take time off the clock.
And it's Kuzma with the ball for the Milwaukee Bucks. 8-point game. They get it again. Antetokounmpo finds Lopez. The offensive rebound. Trent outside. And so it's the Boston Celtics with the W. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony.
Great win tonight, MP.
Visualize a win tonight. Then go out and take it.
The other team's already worried about stopping you, MP.
Bring the pain time.
Welcome, everyone. A little extra excitement for you tonight. It's the first game of the NBA Cup with Hall of Famers Grant Hill and Doris Burke. This is Brian Anderson, plus our reporter, Allie LaForce. Now that we're into November, let's see how the Eastern Conference standings are shaken out. You look at Atlanta, it's a long season, but right now they're in great position, holding that prize top spot. And, of course, the Celtics. Quite a bit of space between these two.
Well, right now for the Hawks, it's impressive how well they have played. I mean, some teams need more time before they start clicking, but not them. They were ready from the beginning.
And what a good feeling it is to play such high-quality basketball so early in the season. This kind of start sets the foundation for what could be a monster year.
Let's take a look at our starters for Atlanta. Johnson at the 4 with Okongwu at the 5. Dyson Daniels out there with Trae Young. And it's Risache in at the small forward. And for Boston, Horford at the 4 with Porzingis at the 5. Then there's Drew Holiday, and it's Hauser in at the 3. Well, guys, you can't look at this team and not get into the topic of MP. He's been a very vocal and driving force for his squad. And he's made it known that he's got his sights set on winning the NBA Cup this season.
You gotta love how that just ramps up his teammates, the coaching staff, and even us at the broadcast table. But seriously, I'm going to be looking at how tough each of these group stage games are for MP. He and his guys aren't the only team with their sights set on the NBA Cup this season.
And now let's check in with Allie to see what she has on MP for us. Take it away, Allie.
Hey, BA. Well, no surprise, MP is on a mission to bring home the NBA Cup, telling me I want to be a part of a winning legacy. That's my main goal in any competition I'm in. Victories come first. All the individual stuff comes later. Would you expect anything less from MP, Brian?
Nope, we sure wouldn't. And this guy is all in. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. And, of course, Boston winning 8 consecutive titles from 1959 to 1966. Doris, you think we'll ever see a streak like that again?
NBA, I think that's almost impossible in this day and age. With free agency, with more salary cap restrictions, it's just hard to win 2 in a row these days, let alone 8. My goodness.
So strong at the rim. That'll serve Daniels well here in this league.
Horford outside. Pass to Higgins. Here's Holiday. Fires from deep. And Horford is good for 3. Horford's got 5 points.
Well, the incredible shooting touch of Al Horford. He added that range game during his time in Atlanta.
Outside Johnson. Here in the first quarter, with about 2 minutes gone by, he gets it in there.
Talk about hitting the ground running. 4 for 5 to start.
The Celtics have gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Pass to Hauser. Porzingis sets a screen. And here's Holiday. Guarded by Young. Here's Higgins. From outside, off the mark. For Atlanta, they've gone 4 of 5 so far. Looking sharp. Risache. And so he draws the foul. Headed to the line to shoot a pair. And out on the wing, Zach Risache has so many things scouts are looking for these days.
Yeah, BA, this guy has tremendous potential as a two-way threat. Great length, good athleticism, and his jump shot could be elite.
Boston making a switch here. Pritchard's checked in. LeVert's checked in for the Hawks. And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. And Atlanta making a change here. Daniels is checked in. Let's check in on the free throw shooting, the best in the league. And you look at Pritchard, you want to avoid fouling this guy. He's 4th in the league in free throw percentage.
He's not a guy you want to foul. He's so calm at the line, sinks his free throws with ease.
Holiday finds Porzingis. Horford passes to Holiday. Here's Higgins. And the layup is good off the glass.
Now, this is just a veteran instinct kicking in here. Holiday sensing and finding the man who's open.
Outside Johnson. Back to Young. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. And here's LeVert for 3. Drops in the three.
Well, you cannot allow Karis LeVert to square up from deep. When he's in rhythm, he's going to knock down that shot with great consistency.
Porzingis passes to Pritchard. Here's Higgins. Off with the layup.
Let's give some credit to the defense for how they're guarding this guy right now, because they're refusing to let him get comfortable.
Pass to Daniels. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Get it, young fella. Dyson Daniels has a lot of tools, showing his hops on that one.
Horford with it. Porzingis sets a screen. Pritchard gets it to go.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Atlanta leading by 3. Now let's send it over to Allie LaForce, who was able to talk with Joe Mazzulla.
I asked him about how difficult it is to game plan for someone like Trae Young, and Coach said to me, I told our players to play up on him. The more he moves and runs around, the more likely he is to get into a rhythm, so we need to stay aggressive against him. Sounds like this might be a very physical game, guys.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks. And they're unable to get the tying bucket there. The Hawks have got 6 of 8 shots to go. Holiday against LeVert. Pass to Daniels. Good. Daniels has got 6.
Inside, Daniels really uses his agility, getting nimble to find himself a shot.
Just 2 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Pritchard, and right now he's currently putting up 6.5 points per game. Here's LeVert. Holiday grabs the miss.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
From downtown. Oh, at the buzzer! Wow!
I didn't think he was going to get it off in time. Oh, wow.
Great awareness in crucial situations. Nicely done.
The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. Atlanta on top. They lead by a bucket. And close game underway.
Even in terms of quality of team.
And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. He's going to talk it over with his guys. Celtics trail by 6. On the court for the Hawks. Johnson at the 4 with Okongwu at the 5. Trae Young out there with Karis LeVert. And it's Daniels in at the 3, the small forward. Here's Pritchard. No good again that time.
It's tough to get open in this league, and when you do, it hurts not to capitalize.
LeVert passes to Johnson. Back to LeVert. The kick out to Johnson. Pass to Daniels. Second chance shot. The rebound, Celtics.
I'll tell you, he's trying to help them extend this lead, but it's been a tough night for him individually.
Here's Higgins, guarded by Young. Pulls it from 20. And it's off the back of the rim, no good. Atlanta leading by 6. A minute 9 left to play in the first half. There's the screen by Johnson. And Atlanta misses again. Boston has gone 1 for 3 from downtown here in the second. Higgins. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack.
LeVert outside. The 3. The shot misses. Boston's gone 4 of 9 so far from the perimeter. Pass to Higgins. Here's Pritchard. Just 5 to shoot. Screen by Horford. From the arc, Pritchard gets it to go. And it's now only a 1-point Atlanta lead.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
And here's Young. 33 points last game. From outside the arc. Doesn't go that time. Caris LeVert has been on display for Atlanta. 8 points in the quarter, showing how effective he can be. Back to the game after this break.
35.
Welcome, everybody.
If you look at the Celtics, they're right where I expected them to be. The effort is there, but their play is inconsistent. Feels like they're still constructing this roster.
Now moving on to the Boston Celtics and the close first half they played.
They look great on offense. The ball is flying around. Guys are getting open.
Thanks for tuning in. Now we...
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. Boy, you got to like what we're seeing from Caris LeVert.
He took a head-on approach in the first half, going straight at the D and drawing fouls.
I have to love his tenacity. This guy stays in attack mode, makes defenders work, tries to keep them off balance.
Horford at the 4 with Porzingis at the 5. Then there's Drew Holiday, and it's the dude in at the 2 spot. And that's the group for Joe Mazzulla as we begin the second half. Over the last few years, Atlanta struggled defensively, Grant.
Yeah, the Hawks haven't been better than 20th in defensive rating since 2017. They've had some great offensive teams during that time, but their defense has held them back. Coming into the league, a lot of people see Zachary Risache as a 3-and-D guy. The question becomes, what more can he bring to the table as he matures as a player?
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. Jalen Johnson is developing the complete game. He said, I watch the guys who do everything. That's my mindset. I want to be at least solid in every department and then keep building on that, adding bits and pieces here and there. Brian, his versatility is already drawing attention league-wide.
Yeah, there's no question about that, Allie. Thank you.
Impressive one-hand slam right there, B.A.
Man, as long as he's confident about it, I'm good with it. Maybe use 2 hands next time. He knows where he is. Horford, a screen on Young. 3-pointer, Holiday hits a 3-pointer. Holiday's got 6.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
And Quinn Snyder decides to call timeout. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. And this gives us a chance to check in on the season's best 3-point shooting teams. The Celtics, 3rd.
Instead of just bombing away, they work hard to create good looks from beyond the arc.
And Atlanta shooting the ball at 46% from the floor. The kick out to Johnson. Pass to Daniels. And he makes the 8-footer.
This guy a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
Here's Hauser. Horford outside. Inside. Here's Higgins. Yes! Great play by Horford to set him up. Higgins has got his 3rd basket on the night right there. So it's Atlanta now. Next matchup, they'll be at home against the Wizards. And that's a 1-game homestand for the club. Ooh, got that one up quick. And the Hawks lead by 3.
Wow, what a start. 3 for 3. Terrific play calling. Everything clicking out of the gates here.
Holiday with the ball. He's got 6. Pass to Higgins. Rebounded by Daniels.
You gotta love how they've been crashing the boards, fighting hard for every miss.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by in the third quarter. To the inside. Oh, the dunk by Okongwu.
Sometimes a player is born with a passer's mindset. He deals it with conviction.
Pass to Higgins. To the wing, right side. Holiday with the ball. 4-3. And there's Warford on the assist by Holiday. Holiday's got his 4th assist with that last one. And so it's Young with it. He brings it up for Atlanta. 2-point game. Doris, even as he gets up there in age, Drew Holiday is still an elite defender.
Brian, it's really remarkable how valuable a piece he is. They call him the Swiss Army knife because he is one of those rare individuals that can guard all 5 positions. He understands schemes. He's willing to mix things up. Drew Holiday is elite, period.
Outside Johnson. Puts up a 3. Hey, he's now 6 for 6. He is cooking right now.
You want to talk about a perfect performance? He hasn't missed a shot all night. Incredible.
And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout, and we might see some changes. Coach potentially... here for Atlanta. Okongwu's checked in for Capella. Risachet comes in for Nance. Daniels is checked in for Mann. And it's Trae Young in for LeVert. Just over 1.5 minutes played here in the 4th. On the floor for Atlanta. Risachet and Johnson, they're the forwards. Dyson Daniels out there with Trae Young. And it's Okongwu in at the 5 down low. Here's Risachet. Porzingis grabs the board. Porzingis has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Hawks.
Their defensive intensity has served them well. It kept the offense scrambling and resulted in several steals.
And let's give them credit to the shot blocking on display. They set the tone early and have kept the pressure on defensively.
And the first one at the line is good. So he gets them both. Atlanta leading by 3. Outside Johnson. To the middle. Daniels, that one's true. Daniels has got 10 points in just the second half.
In crunch time, trying to get the foul, the bucket, or both.
Pass to Hauser. Just under 2.5 minutes gone by now in the final quarter. Three-pointer, Holiday knocks it down from distance.
A huge shot. His three-point shooting has been outstanding tonight.
Yeah, he's done more work outside the arc than inside it, and that's not going to change now. They'll ride his long-range game all the way to the end of this one.
Back to Daniels. That's in. Coming off an assist from Young. Young's got 4 assists in the game.
And how about Daniels embracing the spotlight? He loves hitting these big-time shots.
Pass to Higgins. And here they come. Here's Daniels. Boston pulls it in. Porzingis has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Higgins passes to Porzingis. Porzingis sets a screen. The shot by Holiday, no good. Atlanta leading by 4. Down low. Oh, got a piece of it. And there's contact and a whistle. So he's got 2 shots coming up. Good on the first, and that puts him up 5. And a tough break as his second attempt is no good at the line. Here's Higgins. And the layup falls.
And you want him taking good shots at this point in the game. And that one was easy.
Boy, when it's this close, you try not to give up these kinds of buckets. Boy, you got to do better defensively.
Here's Young. And off the glass. That one's good.
You see the trust young guys have in him. When they need a bucket, he gets it for them.
And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. Critical moment here. He's not taking any chances. Horford passes to Higgins. Out to Horford. Outside Holiday. Three-pointer off the mark. Atlanta's gone 3 of 6 from downtown so far in the fourth. Here's Young. What a terrific move that is. And the Hawks lead by 7.
Looking to close things out. That might have been the nail in the coffin.
Well, at this point, they're so far up, it would take a real collapse to give this game away at this point.
And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Hawks. Pass to Daniels. Back to Young. Here's Risache. Shot clock at 6. Yep, that one's good. And now a 9-point Hawks lead.
Finishing the game strong. This is how you shut the door on any hopes of a comeback.
No question. They've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
There's 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and they go to the intentional foul.
Second personal foul, second team foul. Shooting for Atlanta.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So he gets them both, and it's an 8-point ball game. Timeout called. The Celtics. They're behind by 8. All right, guys, what do you think?
Too little, too late. Making a change won't save them now.
Well, I think he might just want to remind these guys, hey, let's finish the game the right way.
So it's Atlanta picking up the win. And remember, tonight's win means they're 1-0 in the NBA Cup. A great start to the group stage.
Well, getting that first win under your belt is huge. They still have 3 games left, but
Welcome in to the Jalen Murphy Show. I'm your host, Jalen Murphy.
Don't beat yourself up till you check the tape.